1 second. There we go. Bringing up the desktop. Gonna find my shoes and put on my watch. Gonna head out and take a walk. Hey, sissy. Here comes the Horde AI countdown. I don't know if I've seen it. How you feeling, Mark? Mustafa, how are you? Hey, Marlon. Nice to see you guys. Hey, Sniper. So today we have Liz Cronkite, or Elizabeth Cronkite. And she is a Course in Miracles mentor. She's been practicing the Course for quite some time. 81, 82, somewhere around there. She's someone who is very much into the non-dual aspect of the Course, which ultimately is the Course, in my view. This is a, well, I did not realize she had me up on her blog, on her ACIM mentor, A Better Way, Practical Life Coaching for Students of A Course in Miracles and Other Non-Dualistic Path. This is a big thing to consider, guys. Life coaching. Course in Miracles isn't a philosophy. It's not something that we dabble in. Not saying that you can't, but you don't really get everything from it. Anyway, she has me mentioned. Liz will be discussing Course in Miracles and non-duality and anything else that comes up with Eric McCarty on his YouTube channel, Just a Yogi. That's me. This Saturday, November 22nd, that's today, at 10 a.m. Pacific time. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. You can watch the live or catch the recording later. How nice. And that is on, she's answering a question. How can one differentiate between true love and peace and ego? Between true love and peace and ego. I'll just give you a quick rundown. So the question was, how can one differentiate between, boy, that one flowed right out, didn't it? I'm not going to try to say it again. Between an egoic experience of what seems to be truth or love or peace and an authentic awareness of truth. All I can sense is that authentic love feels so other and cannot be described, but if something is experienced at all, is this by definition an egoic interpretation? And you can ask her that question if you're interested when she comes up. I hope everyone brings questions. If you have any questions, again, she's a life coach. Why does any of this make any difference? Why are we practicing forgiveness? Why are we practicing kindness? What is non-duality? These are important questions that we can ask Liz, and I hope you do. As for me, I'm often asked to weigh in on that little debate that's going on. Is it a non-dual path? Is it not a non-dual path? My answer is forgive. Practice forgiveness, and everything makes sense. I don't want to get embroiled in discussions and distinctions. I wrote about distinctions this morning. Hey, Carl, everyone upsets me, so goodbye, YouTube. I'm on your side, Carl. The heck with you people. You know what you've done. I'm drawing a line. Hey, Ellie. Ellie says she is not upset with Carl. I'm not upset with Carl either. Falcon, how are you? Mustafa says, yes, Eric, you're right. Every time we ask a question, our understanding and exploration deepens. Ellie's laughing. You don't have to be sorry, Ellie. You are my side of the fence. It's Ellie, me, and Carl against the world. We've taken our stance. We're not looking back. We're heading forward. So let me read what I wrote. Mustafa, you might appreciate this. Maybe, maybe not. I haven't posted this yet, but I will right after. I wrote about distinctions. Actually, one distinction, but hey, look and see where you find your distinction. Hold on. Let me dive in. Let me read Kat's comment. Did I see Kat's comment? Carl says, you are Yogi and YouTube wouldn't do what I asked them to do. YouTube never asks us to do what they want us to do they? I asked YouTube to get me to 100K subs and to make a 1K paycheck every month. Have they cooperated with me? Not yet. Hey, Gaz, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Hey, Charlie, how are you? Falcon says, life is life. This is true. Mark says, question, will I ever be able to play like Elliott Smith? I don't know. One, I don't know who Elliott Smith is, but you know what? Man, I think he can play like Mark, and no one else can play like Mark. Carl says, if I quit, I'm never coming back. It's a tough decision, Carl. One only you can make, my friend. I hope you think deeply about it. I know we would miss you if you did quit. Our friend Gaz says, doing great. Big love to you. Big love to you too, my friend. All right, distinctions. There's a little distinction. There's little distinctions I pick up now, after decades of studying behind me, and these make all the difference in my practice, having truly brought me to a greater understanding. For years I have stated that the Holy Spirit is the voice of God. A lovely thought indeed, and yet a distinction erroneously made on my part, being a reflection of my own state of mind at the time. What's said in chapter 5 of A Course in Miracles is that the Holy Spirit is the voice for God, not of, but for. And this is a key difference for me now. It's amazing to consider how a slightly different wording could cause such a shift of mind. The voice of God invokes a powerful presence that speaks from a distance, almost impersonal, and is asking to be obeyed. This distinction kept me a bit farther from God, created a sense of reaching for a clear message. But read correctly, using the proper wording, and everything is different. What I'm told is that the Holy Spirit is a voice for God, and its presence is within me, an ever-present whisper that urges me to pause and to listen closely, and to listen more closely to its message. The difference is intimacy. And as the Holy Spirit is within my mind, not only am I tasked to listen mindfully so, being very careful with my choice to turn away from ego to a softer presence. I'm to allow the voice that speaks through me a gentle force of love that now extends to the world. It's a clear distinction, and I'm ready for it now. One word. One little word. Actually, one letter. What do you think about it? For or of. You just add a letter and rearrange it. What a difference that makes. Yogi, can you tell me the oldest person in the Bible? No. I cannot. Who is it, Nino? Charlie's going to wash dry laundry today? What are you going to read today, Charlie? Nino, how are you? Hey, Jamie. Hey, Jamie. Be careful. I was watching your video this morning of you deadlifting. Be careful turning your head, looking at the camera, because it causes a slight shift in the spine, and it can lead to very, very traumatic results. I hurt my back in 1990 deadlifting. Just a little tiny shift in how I normally did things, and I still suffer the consequences today, 35 years later. Now, Carl, we never forget you, my friend. Hey, Lucid. It's unclear. It's the Unsealer from the Lorax. From the Lorax. Isn't Lorax a brand of laundry detergent? Methuselah? How old did Methuselah live? Yep, but by checking your technique, trust your technique. You've been drilling it. You know how to deadlift, Jamie. By checking your technique, you change your technique. Doctor, trying with salt. No oil, just salt. Simple says, Nino, a wine bottle of 8 times the standard size. Falcon says he will never forget you, Carl, bro. Charlie says I have a nutrition book I am reading and a thriller called Manner of Death written by Stephen White. Don't know Stephen White. Hey, do you like is it Jack Child? Is it Jack Child? No. It's I can't remember his first name. He writes the Reacher series. 969 years. It's a good long life. I hope to make it to about 960. Guy says the Book of Enoch is awesome. Carl says his managing moderator and Tina. Is Tina not a managing mod? Are totally with me after the meeting we had last night. Hold on. Shoes. Yep, I'm suffering a backache this morning. It might be time for a new bed. Nothing that I can afford anytime soon. Hey, Praveen. So, the voice of God, the voice for God. That's the Holy Spirit. And again, that distinction makes all the difference in the world. The Holy Spirit resides within us. It is a clear alternative to the voice of the ego. Anytime we are speaking metaphorically, loudly, anytime that we are creating any kind of friction, any kind of discord, anytime that we are reacting rather than responding, we're choosing the voice for the ego and not the voice for God. And that's the only choice we actually have. Everyone who comes in a live stream is our practice, if we want it to be our practice. Hey, Course in Miracles, yoga, Buddhism, none of them tell you what to do. None of them say, hey, choose this. Use this person as your practice. You don't have to do anything. However, you're never free. Hey, Susanna, thank you for dropping the link. How are you, my friend? You are never free if you don't realize you have a choice. If you are reacting, you're not free. You're at the mercy of those thoughts. You're at the mercy of that other person. Every time someone shows up, you have to act a different way. You have to react a different way. You have to allow the ego its voice to stand up and say, hey, wait a minute, or you did this, or you make me feel this way, or, the ego shouts out its cleverness. Remember the great line from Rumi? Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Or as James Plath would say, astonishment. Hey, Miss Flipper. Wouldn't you rather be free? You know, the great line from the Course is, would you rather be right or at peace? Would you rather be right or kind? Here's what I like from a more non-dualistic stance. Would you rather be right or would you rather be free? Only love offers you freedom because love makes no distinctions. Love is unconditional. Love is always extending. We don't choose love because it's ever present. But by choosing the ego, we put barriers, blocks, distinctions that keep us from fully realizing who we are. A long time ago, the thing that interested me above all else was I wanted to be free. I didn't want to always have to respond to, especially when you think in terms of politics nowadays. Someone comes in and says, hey, I voted for this person. And my ego would want to jump up and shout, how could you? Or I would say, I voted for this person, and I would have to defend it. Or things along those lines. I wasn't free. I was at the mercy of other people. Anytime that someone comes into a live stream and causes a reaction within you, means you're demonstrating you're not free. You're demonstrating your shackles. I am shackled to the ego, and I have no choice but to shout, but to react, but to make the other person wrong. You know, I've always said that what I wanted to create here, if it's possible to do so, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's island of misfit toys where everyone belongs. No one needs to be fixed. Remember, they didn't try to fix the toys. They promised them a home without having to be fixed, but exactly as they are. Our job isn't to fix anyone. Our job is to keep working on ourselves, to keep recognizing the triggers. Doug Fishman, our guest a couple Mondays ago, wanted to title the live stream, Be Grateful for Your Triggers, because they show you exactly where you are. And if we are offering any kind of reaction, we're still being triggered. Even if we think it's a helpful action, even if we think that this person needs to hear this because they're making the wrong choice. It's not about their choice. It's never about them. It's always about us. It's always about the choice that we're making. And it's remarkable when we start making the right choice, and it's the right choice because we're choosing the right mind. It's the mind of love, the mind of the Holy Spirit. Everything begins to change. Everything begins to change. We're at peace. We can't go wrong when we choose the right mind. It's the end of the line right there. We can't suffer when we choose the right mind. That doesn't mean that we can't be in pain. It doesn't mean that we can't mourn, that we can't grieve, but it means we're not adding suffering to the mix. Sorry, guys, let me dive in. I'll sit here with one shoe on and one shoe off. Earth is crazy. Am I that musician, Moby? Am I that musician? Nope, we're vegan brothers. Hey, what's the matter? How are you? I did have a pretty nice rest. Hey, Liza. How are you, my friend? Mustafa says the true self is immortal. The Course affirms that the true self, the spirit of the Son of God, is timeless, eternal, and immortal. Yes. Thank you guys for coming in, my friend. Sorry if I missed anyone. No such thing as a Course in Miracles. You're right about that. I wouldn't argue that, Carl. Love you too, Praveen. Mr. Simpson says there, breathing technique where you can still your breath until it stops. Not so much a technique as being watchful. If you watch the breath, Toy Pups, you are up early. And watch the breath. There's a great meditation, Paramahansa Yogananda, he called it Hung Sao, but it's more commonly called Hum So. And it is a yogic, Vedic breath, visualizing and mantra technique. I don't generally do the visualization. Complicates it a little bit, but if you visualize, if you do that technique, it can help open up the Kundalini. But the basics. So beautiful meditation. And Paramahansa Yogananda would say that we enter the deathless state. Everything slows down. The breath almost ceases to be, and there'll be moments when it's like the breath just stops, and you're in this suspended animation. Beautiful, beautiful place to be. So sit, whatever meditative posture works for you, but don't do it lying down. Don't have your meditation posture the same posture as when you sleep, the same mudra. Otherwise, it leads to that state of sleep, and you associate meditation with sleep. So sit up. You don't have to be rigid. You can sit in a chair. You don't need to be in the lotus position. And relax. Spend a few moments just relaxing the body. Wherever you feel tense, just breathe a little puff of air into that area. And then on the exhalation, let that area relax. And then focus on the breath just a little bit. Just notice I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Couple breaths. Then put your attention on a mantra, but very specific. Breathing in, we think so, very softly. We think it. Exhaling, hum. So, hum. Whenever the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath and then reintroduce the mantra. Don't worry about if the mind wanders. Don't be strict with it. If the mind starts to wander, you can even allow it to wander and then bring it back to the breath. So, and watch how the breath starts to calm. Calm and calm. And then you fall in a place where the mantra ends, the breath ceases, and you're in again this suspended state of just pure unconditionality. Unconditionality. Did I get it right? There's no distinctions, no conditions. You don't know the in-breath or the out-breath. You don't even know the breath. You're simply the observer. And miraculously, even the observer merges back into Brahma, disappears completely. And there's just. And then you'll find yourself coming back to the breath, or you'll have a thought, which is fine. Just come back to the breath, come back to the mantra, continue practicing. Try that today. Nino says, Yogi, if the serpent never tricked Adam and Eve, do you think it would be peaceful on earth? I don't blame the serpent. Serpent didn't do anything wrong. Said, hey, have an apple. Nope, I don't think so, Nino. I think we don't have peace on earth because we keep choosing the wrong teacher. Hey, Lady Sky, how are you? Let's see. Nope, I don't do tarot card readings. Sniper answered that. Thank you, Sniper. So I don't know as we're going to do with the tarot cards anymore, but if a angel card reader ever presented themselves and said, hey, I'd come up once a month or once a week or whatever, I would be open to that. I don't think I would do it every week again. Lady Sky says she's doing okay. Lady Sky said, you have a beautiful voice. Speaking and singing. I'm doing pretty good, Lady Sky. I would do better if I had both shoes on. Hold on. Here we go. Toy Pups, how are you? Toy Pups, you should drive on down and take a walk with me. I'm going to change my shirt too. It is, Charlie says, must be that right shirt. I'm so predictable. Mustafa says, Eric told us some information about Scott Killaby. Scott Killaby. It's going to be awesome. He put up a short this morning. I believe maybe it was last night, and I saw it this morning. It talks about using those triggers, using our emotional response. We have a tendency to bypass them. We feel it, and even saying, I'm going to choose otherwise. Positive thoughts only, positive vibes only, positive this only. We're blocking out the experience of what those triggers are supposed to be telling us. They're showing us buried emotional tendencies. And unless we bring them to the light, unless we experience them and then heal them, forgive them, love them, they'll just be present somewhere else. And we see it all the time. The people who are the most positive in the world are the most repressed people in the world. And when it's under stress, who was it, Sniper? Who was it? He said, circumstances don't reveal a man. Circumstances don't make a man. They reveal a man. Let's see. Toy Pup says, "Sips." This is something else. Says, dude, that 4 second, then a sip, and then hold for 7, and then 8 second exhale, and the 4-7 and the 4-8 whoosh one has really reduced my volume use to recreational. Don't need it. That's awesome. That's awesome. We'll keep doing more breath work. Mr. Something else. Try that meditation. It will invoke a very, very deep sense of peace. Toy Pep says, guys, when Yogi is finished our live stream, his live stream, can you guys come smash my like button and leave me a comment? We started working very early this morning, and we have some goals for today. We are here, Yogi, on our support device. Thank you. Charlie says, Corinne was quite knowledgeable, Yogi. Yeah, she was fantastic. The guest tonight is a virtual encyclopedia of a course. Very loving way, very loving encyclopedia. And again, we're going to talk non-duality, the peace that's found within non-duality, and any other questions that you guys might have. And I hope you have questions. I hope you all come and bring questions. Remember, theoretically, the course means absolutely nothing. But in practice, and you don't even have to study the course to put it into practice. If you know the gift that true forgiveness offers you, it changes your life instantly. But you need to practice it. It needs to be just like meditation. Meditation is a wonderful theory. But it's only when you practice meditation, when you practice breath work, and when you practice the gifts that are given from A Course in Miracles, or Buddhism, or Taoism, or anything else. Theories are just theories. We need something solid. Hey Zen, how are you, my friend? Hey Bonus. Hey, just got here. What do you do on YouTube? Do a little bit of singing, a little bit of dancing, tap dancing, almost exclusively jazz tap dancing. I have a mime routine that I break out every couple of days. I hope you're a fan of Man in a Box or Man Walking Against the Wind. Just visualize my hair flowing backwards as I'm going through the wind. What else do I do? Oh, I'm a ventriloquist, actually. So I bring out my puppets. We have a bit of a puppet show. Because I don't make a whole lot of money, I can't afford a puppet, so it's just my hands talking back and forth. But I do teach visualization, creative visualization. So it helps. As I talk, I will help you creatively visualize that I have puppets on my hand and we're having a conversation like right now. Look, I'm going to do it without my voice even moving. So this one is saying something. Just imagine that my voice isn't moving. And then this one is responding. And again, you can't even tell that my lips are moving right now. How did I do? Did I pass the audition? Bonesaw says, I am familiar with Man Walking in the Wind. I do Man Swimming Against the Wind, too. I do that. Marlon says, "You okay, Trapster?" I think the traps have restricted the flow of air to my brain, so I'm going like way off topic. Yes, the hairy beard helps with ventriloquism. It does quite a bit. Unfortunately, I trimmed it down the other day, so you might be seeing my lips move now. This says, "Wow, you are into all sorts of art forms. That's pretty rad." I am. I am. I do dramatic readings, Shakespeare. Um, oh, kabuki. Is that right? Is that the right word for it? I do kabuki theater. What else? What else have you guys seen me do? The guys that have been coming here for a while, you've seen me do all kinds of stuff. I probably can't even remember all the stuff that I do. I have no idea what no idea what I was talking about before. Charlie names my number one talent. He has seen me mess with my shoes. Yes, I take about 25 minutes to. I take an entire live stream to put shoes on. I am the world slowest, and it might actually be verified in the Guinness Book of World Records. Why does the beer company Guinness need to have world records? Um, I've done the world's slowest putting on the shoes. I'm a professional spoon wagger. I am. I play the spoons. Uh, Zen says, "Do you feel like all these art forms and expressions provide you with fulfillment? You seem very keenly, evenly keeled, and happy." I am very happy. Uh, they don't bring me fulfillment. I am fulfilled, and with that fulfillment, I am able to offer my talents, such as they are, to the world. If I were not fulfilled, I would ask myself, does the world really need someone to wag a spoon at it? The answer would be no. But in that sense of fulfillment, I can wag without needing the approval of the world. I wag for the sense of wagging. Somehow that sounded wrong. Falcon says he's here, so that must be very good. I always appreciate that you are here. We're going to head out in just a minute. Oh, and I very occasionally rearrange the entire basement from left to right instead of right to left. That's true. Only very occasionally. Unso says I tried to get into spoons, couldn't do it, which is weird because I'm a banjo player and a drummer. Hey, I love the banjo. I absolutely love the banjo. I'm a bluegrass fan anyway. I love the banjo. I love the dobro. I love the mandolin. Bozo says, so I got the coordination. I wonder why. Hey, our friend Jamie plays the mouth harp. Hey, Toaster. Sin said, that's awesome. What's it says? You haven't seen Yogi get mad yet? He really flies off the handle. Totally inappropriate stuff. Why I oughta? How is that? How is that for my anger? What's it? Oh, I also, again, I do dramatic presentations. That was me getting angry. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you guys. Hey, what's that? I wasn't really mad. It's okay. Fireman said there's a slow bike ride competition. That would actually be kind of fun. Mark says, far out, man, all these spammers begging for subs. Yep. Seeing Yogi mad is on my agenda. Thank you, Praveen. I think I might have been mad. Well, if I do get mad, it never lasts. Hey, Moby. Bonsa says, I'm waiting for the mandolin in the mail. Are you really? That would be awesome. Hey, Bonsa, what do you do on your channel? Let me bring you on up here, guys. Bonesaw 380. So 3 subs, you now have 4. Hey, have you ever considered doing some music on your channel? In case you do, I subscribed. Bosa says I don't do anything. Yeah, no one needs to. Let's see. Lag? Lag. Man, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. It's all right if I just say lag. It says good morning from Italy. Good morning, my friend. Maybe Miss Blipper can help me pronounce that. He says, sir, today take off from kettlebell session. I do have something I'm going to do. It may or may not involve kettlebells. I've been doing a little Tabata routine. If you guys are familiar with the Tabata protocol, 20 seconds of intense all-out activity. It could be mountain climbers, it could be squats, it could be burpees, but it's better to do 4-count burpees without the push-up because you want it to be fast. Then you get 10 seconds off. It's just a 4-minute routine, but it's very, very effective. Not really. I'll put some on. I have some old videos of my band. That would be awesome. So I got you subscribed. So if you do, I'll be on the lookout for you. Bonso says I'm going to start getting into the mandolin. I play the banjo, drums, bass, alto sax. Wow. French horn and trumpet, but I haven't played brass in years. Hey, Bonesaw, are you a jazz fan at all? Squirrel gives a salute to Mr. Somebody Else, our friend Mark. Mark says, Mark's a very talented musician, Bonesaw. He says, you play, I love mandolin. Just think upside down, backwards guitar. You guys ever heard of Mark Aldridge? He was the dobro player, considered one of the best. The band was seldom seen. Great bluegrass band. Opened up for John Prine, if you guys are fans of John Prine. Mark says, hey guys, you subbed to my blog. About 78 subs. Guys, please subscribe to our friend Mark. Falcon says, that's like asking John Wick to be mad at you. Yep, mountain climbers are excellent. They're great for Tabata because you can move so quick. The objective is to get your heart rate up, sustain it for 20 seconds, let it come back down, and then repeat. Want to smoke a cigarette half a mile long? Love John Prine. Me too. Broke my heart when he passed away. He's about 13 years old, and a friend of mine's older brother was washing his car, and he called me over and said, hey, Eric, you want to hear something? I don't remember exactly what he said. You want to hear something awesome? Or this was the late 70s. Probably didn't say awesome. Definitely didn't say groovy, but, you know, something along those lines. He said, check this out. And he had on Prime, which I think was an early collection, greatest hits or so. And I don't know why, I just latched on. It was absolutely awesome to listen to. Was a fan ever since. Same as when I very first heard Van Morrison's voice, and I was blown away. You know, 70s was famous for corporate rock. Not saying bad, but they were arranged bands to have a certain sound. Foreigner, uh, sounds like that. Some were better than others. Boston stands out. And again, it's not saying that they're bad. Um, they just had a very produced sound to it. And then to hear something speak through that production with that authenticity and rawness, like Van Morrison's voice, I never knew anything like that existed. Same when I heard Janis Joplin sing Summertime. And then, man, of course, the Grateful Dead blew me away. Um, but later, a little bit older, when I was able to understand it, hearing John Coltrane's Love Supreme, Miles Davis, Blue and Green, Horace Mann, Songs for My Father, all that stuff. It just spoke that music is, it can be heavily produced and produce a nice sound, uh, but it's not at its essence, at its core. It is supposed to grab you by the throat and shake you and disturb you a bit and then soothe you, to lift you up and bring you back down. It is supposed to make you want to move in ways that you didn't know your body could move, because you're not just listening to the words, you're not just listening to the notes, you're listening to whatever it is that lies between that lies beneath it, and is making you move. You have no choice. That was the beautiful thing of Grateful Dead concerts. You had no choice but to dance. If you find yourself at a Grateful Dead show, and you won't any longer because Grateful Dead doesn't exist, but if you find yourself something similar and you're not dancing, what a perfect opportunity to look at your own repressions. Can't forget Grateful Dead. Jerry Garcia's voice is so recognizable, as is his guitar licks for sure. Bone says I grew up in a small town in New York, big jazz community at the time, so I got my first bass, which was a Fender Jazz. Still play it. I love jazz. Me too. Me too. Actually, for the most part, jazz and classical is what I listen to more than anything right now. I still appreciate all the stuff I grew up with. Um, it was actually Mark, Mr. Something Else, and our friend Adam, Percolated Fish, who turned me on to Jesse Waters. Just again, but he's that word authentic, such an authentic voice for the times. The young generation. Yeah, I know. I sound old when I say that, but hey, I am old. Um, they don't seem to have a soundtrack. Mark says, Nielsen, Love Supreme, the real stuff. Yes. Love Supreme. He actually had a mathematical formula for how he composed it, and he believed he received that mathematical formula from the ethers, from the cosmos. Classical music and jazz is the music of the spheres. I love the music, but know nothing about the artist. Our friend Sissy. He's a very talented songwriter, guys. Hey, Barbara. Barbara says hi from Barbara. How are you? I'm from Maryland, Mid-Atlantic, U.S. Love Graham Parsons. We would not have what used to be called country rock without Graham Parsons. Funk says, you don't look day over 3. It's the bald head. Metal country, rock, jazz. Metal country, rock, and jazz. I love old country. Hey, GPS, are you a music nerd? No, I'm not a musician. I'm not a music nerd. I just love music. You tend to, you know what you love. So guys, I hope you take a moment to reach out and connect with each other. We're going to end the live stream in 2 minutes. I'm going to head out, take my walk. Roundabout baseline. Yes. Did Yes ever make it into the Hall of Fame? No, they were denied quite a bit. It's just the same thing happened in the 80s with glam rock hair bands. Thanks for dropping your link, Mark. This is his blog, WordPress. Speaking of blogs, you can head over to my blog too if you want. It's actually called Headless Now. I got your blog up. I'm going to spend some time there reading through. Thanks, Mark. Where are we? Luto says, it was great seeing you on YouTube, man. I subbed. I appreciate that. Hey, Matt Acoustic, musician here in the Midwest. So I'm not a musician or a musician channel, but I love music. I love when we find ourselves talking about it. I could talk about it for hours with you guys, and we have before. We have. Saturday nights, 5:25 Eastern Standard Time, we do. We very often do karaoke. No music. You got to come up with just the lyrics and sing. Otherwise, I get a copyright strike. However, you can do something original. You can bring up your instrument if you're doing something original, so there's no copyright strikes. Come on up. Steven says, those glasses fit your head shape perfectly. Good choice. Thank you. I actually grew my head to shape the glasses. So I got the glasses first. And I realized that I needed to have a specific type of head in order to fulfill the purpose of the glasses. It took me a bit. It took me 60 years to get my head just right. But hey, I'm here now. I'm never going to take them off. Mark says, I'm doing better, Yogi. Putting in work. Not so fantastic. Not so fatalistic, sorry. Mark, that's awesome to hear. Matt Acoustic is laughing. Peter says, it wasn't a diss, it's respectable. Do you ever listen to? Oh, no. Man, I never take it that way. And Pierre, you've been in here before, so I appreciate you, my friend. I've never listened to Daft Punk before. You recommend them? So for the new people coming in, come by this evening if you want to sing a song. All right, so I'm going to head out. I'm going to take my walk. So, well, you know what I was talking about? Hey, Coco. Coco says, Coco of the amazing voice, the velvet voice, Coco. No way with Daft Punk. Coco says, talk to you another time, my friend. Got to go do my workout routine. I'm going to do that too in a little bit. I'll definitely come by this evening. Awesome. Hey, we'll mod you up next time you come in. I was talking about soundtracks. Every generation had a soundtrack that fueled its movement. You know, in the 70s, punk rock, right? 60s, Beatles, rock music. 50s, rockabilly, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Little Richards. In the 80s, you had new wave. In the 90s, you had grunge. You had 90s hip hop. You had something. Around in the 2000s, music sort of lost its edge, it seemed. Became very watered down. Not that there wasn't still good stuff produced. There was. Still good stuff now. But there's no actual, like, what's the big movement now that catches everyone's attention? You're welcome, Anna. Thanks, Toy Pups. Let me bring your channel up so we will head over. All right, guys, so I'm going to head out and take a walk. Appreciate you all being here. Love you guys. Toy Pups has a, she has her live stream, sleep cam. just leave a comment. Let her know that you care. Let her know that you visited. We certainly do care about our friends Toy Pups, who has been for over a year a constant support, consistent friend, and a very, very, very loving voice for me, for my channel, and for so many of you guys. If Toy Pups, if you ask her for help, if she looks at your message and it resonates, and because your guys are here, I know it will resonate, she will go to bat with you. She will do everything that she can to help you. That's the kind of person Toy Pups is. Speaking of the type of people that actually floor me for being here and being my friend, our friend No Frills, No Mercy, No F's, No Frills, No Mercy is here. Maddie, how are you, my friend? Maddie, are you off today? Maddie Kusa says 80s movie Vision Quest. I loved Vision Quest. You're absolutely right. Lunatic Fringe. Who was it that wrote that sang Lunatic Fringe? What a great song. It makes me want to skip rope. The Doors. Yep. Nirvana. Lost Boys. Yeah, that was a good soundtrack too. The Crow was awesome. Wu-Tang. But so what do we have now? Maddie says, final day off. I'm good. How are you? I'm good, Maddie. I'm glad you have a day off. Are you going to be at the kitchen table tying flies today? Let's see. Coco studied French. Hey, can you sing in French? If you were to come up this evening, could you sing a song in French? Could you sing Lady Marmalade? 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 Yeah, Highlander should never be remade. Some movies have no need to be remade. Hey, Collector, just had some crazy thing happen to me on another live. I hope it's all right. Stacey, Coco said yes. All right. Hey, Sickbug, you're up awful early, my friend. Oh, Red Rider, yeah. Lunatic French, man, what a song. Pineapple, you know what? Nino, I like pineapple on pizza. It's been a long time since I've had it. But my thoughts are, if you like it on pizza, it belongs on pizza. With the exception of green olives or any kind of olives. And I'm throwing that in there for Maddie. It's 5 a.m. Coco says it's not very good when you're really hungry. Let's see. Mark says, Jesse, which made me think, you know what? I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wonder if I could sing that tonight. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. What's it says? Like sardines and olives. I'm waiting for Maddie to come up sometime and sing Dire Straits. I could do that. 8675. Come by tonight, Nino, and I'll see if I can do it. Kuka says you can sing it. I don't know if I'll remember. Remind me, and I'll see if I love the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And Jeff Spicoli. And you know what? I am friends, not just Facebook friends, but personal friends with Rob Fahey of the Ravens, who sang Raised on the Radio If you guys remember that from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'm friends with him because he's a local musician, and I knew a lot of the local bands back in the day. He's still doing it. Ravens were pretty big. They opened up for, I believe they opened up for AC/DC. I thought they were going to be like big, but they made it big, but never quite broke through to that huge. Acoustic says, I know that song. It's a good song. Rob Fahey and the Ravens. He still gets up on stage. Man Acoustic says, I'm in 2 bands, 1 cover, 1 original. Awesome. What do you cover? What's the cover band? Is it like a particular cover band or just covers? When I get the answer to that, I'm going to head out and take my walk. Both 3-piece. Project says, hi to Sniper. Love olives and olive oil so much. I had a bad experience with olives. Mark says, man, Diazepam is amazing when you had a lot for a while. I don't know what that is. Turtle in its nose says, in the mighty name of Turtle, the Lord Jesus Turtle. Turtle's all the way down, my friend. Oh, cool. Cover band of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s and more. That's awesome, my friend. I'd love to hear both your covers and some of your original stuff. Oh, thank you, Coco. What's it says? AC/DC is another one I can't stand. Angus can only play 3 notes. Yeah, every song sounds the same. I wouldn't argue that. I could never do. AC/DC is you hear a song and thunderstruck. And you think, okay, that was good. But then you never have to hear anything by AC/DC again for the next half dozen years. Because you're right. For me, it's sort of the same with Steve Miller. Just never, it's not bad, just doesn't resonate. There's a place for that, but there's a place for a good song, but, you know, overall. Norman Greenbaum, he wrote Spirit in the Sky. It's considered a one-hit wonder. He's made a fortune off of that song because everyone wants to use it in a movie soundtrack somewhere. And it is a good song. But a lot of people never know anything else he's ever done. I like Norman Greenbaum. I can't tell you anything he's ever done. But I saw an interview with him. And he loved Pink Floyd. And he was asked, how do you feel about being labeled a one-hit wonder? He said, I don't care. It made me a fortune, and I was able to make the music that I wanted to make and not care who it reached or if it charted or whatever, because I could just do exactly what I wanted to do. He's like, I pray that everyone can get a one-hit wonder, so now they can be set free and be an artist. And I thought, what an awesome answer. Hey, Gibbet. You'll get the hang of it. It'll come back to you. Yeah, Persia, Pink Floyd definitely resonates. He is Jewish, which is, he pointed out the irony. For a dark side of the moon with the Roosevelt. I heard about doing that. Hey, Rebecca. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm very late. I got 3 to 4 miles ahead of me. Then I got to work out. We'll be back 1 o'clock with Elizabeth Conkright. Definitely bring you questions for her, guys. We're going to keep them on point with questions about non-duality. Doesn't have to be exclusively Course in Miracles and non-duality. Any questions you have about non-duality as a path, as a viable path, something that brings you peace. If it doesn't bring you peace, what's the point? All right. Love you guys. I'll see everyone later. Take care.